Rachel.
I thought you'd gone.
I didn't know Janice was coming over here.
Didn't you?
I was just about to call her at the hotel when Brooks told me she was outside.
Well, what do you want me to say? I asked you over for supper, and you have to check it out with your mistress. And then she takes it on herself to come over here without warning.
It was a misunderstanding, that's all. She obviously thought I intended her to pick me up.
Brooks said that she was in your car with your driver.
I wanted her to have the car so she wouldn't be stranded at the hotel alone.
How did you intend to get home?
I was going to ask Brooks to take me.
Did she know that?
Well, I thought she did, but apparently I was wrong.
No, I was wrong for asking you to stay.
Don't say that, Rachel.
Does it really matter what I say?
It matters more than you know. I so much wanted to enjoy this first visit with you and Amanda.
You were here to see Amanda, not me.
I was here to see you, too.
You better go.
I'm not going to leave you like this.
It's all right.
Rachel, you know I could have insisted on having Amanda come over to the hotel.
Yes, I know.
The separation agreement stipulates that.
You don't have to tell me what the separation agreement stipulates.
You asked me to come here.
I asked you to come here because Amanda was tired.
Is that the only reason?
Yes.
Well, you didn't have to come join us.
I'm sorry I did now.
Don't do this, Rachel.
I'm not doing anything but trying to protect myself.
You have to protect yourself from me.
Yes, I do. For reasons it ought to be clear by now.
Please take me back to the Bayview.
We're not to wait for Mr. Corey any longer?
No, I think not.
Well, how will he get back to the hotel?
Well, I've obviously made a mistake. He must have made other arrangements.
Well, very good, then.
Thank you.
Miss Frey?
Oh, Roger, why don't you get in the car? Just be a minute. Yes, Brooks?
I told Mr. Corey you were here.
Apparently he's not ready to leave yet.
He'll be down directly.
No, that's all right, Brooks. I've decided to leave.
What shall I tell him?
Just that.
Well, doesn't he expect to go back with you?
Well, I'll send Roger back for him.
I see.
That's all right, isn't it?
Perhaps it would facilitate matters if I drove him back.
Can you do that?
Oh, easily.
Mrs. Corey doesn't need you later?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then, if you're certain that's all right.
I'll tell him to call you at the hotel if there is a problem.
Thank you, Brooks. Roger, we can go back to the hotel now.
No, thank you.
You sure?
I don't want you to get up.
I don't mind.
Well, I do.
No, really, I'll go.
No! I want you to stay here, right by my side. Dennis, what are you thinking about?
Right now, too much.
Well, I can see that.
Oh, Cecile, I didn't mean to be rude at all. Really, I didn't.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, you can't help yourself if something's bothering you.
I'm just a little surprised at myself, that's all.
What are you surprised about?
What happened between us?
Happened? Do you have to put it in the past tense? It's still happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dennis, are you sorry because you kissed me?
Cecile, I'm not in the habit of doing things I don't want to do.
Yeah. Well, I guess wine makes us a little more romantic than we would be otherwise.
Hey, it's not the wine, Cecile.
Then why were you so surprised?
It's hard to explain.
You know, I was warned that this might happen.
Warned that what might happen?
That you might, well, try to masquerade your true feelings by becoming distant to me.
Elena told you that?
No, of course not. Iris did.
Mom?
Mhm.
Well, wait a minute. When did you see Mom?
When she took me to lunch last week, remember? She told me that if you seemed aloof, it was merely a defense mechanism.
Defense against what?
Against becoming interested in me.
The first part of Another World is brought to you by Prel Concentrate. It shampoos fullness in. Hair goes from flat to fluffy with Prel Concentrate.
Dennis,
Yeah?
did I say something wrong?
No. Why?
Well, because I just lost you. Well, maybe we better have that wine after all.
Yeah, listen, stay here. I'll get it. Listen, Cecile, I'd like to know exactly what Mom said to you.
Oh, Dennis, why don't we just forget all about it? You know, I shouldn't even have mentioned it at all.
Yeah, but you did. And I'd like to know what she said.
Now, would you want me to repeat a private conversation?
Cecile, I've already told you how Mom tries to meddle in my personal life.
She wasn't meddling, Dennis.
Oh, yes, she was.
She was just sharing her private confidences with me. That's all I appreciated.
Cecile, that's exactly what she was counting on.
Well, now I'm embarrassed.
Hey, don't be embarrassed.
You know, Iris would be very upset if I repeated anything.
What are you going to worry about? What she's upset with or what I'm upset with?
You're mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at you. I just want to know what Mom said to you.
Not much more than I've already told you.
Things aren't that simple with her.
Well, she did say that she was glad that you hadn't made the same mistake that Jamie did. That's all.
You mean with girls?
Mm-hmm.
Is that when she confided that I was interested in you?
Well, something like that.
Hey, you haven't mentioned any of this to Elena, have you?
Well, of course I did. I was somewhat confused afterwards. Well, is there something wrong with my telling Elena?
I thought you said you didn't like repeating your private conversations.
But I tell Elena everything, Dennis. Well, looks like our little picnic has suddenly become very grim.
Hey, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
Yeah, well, maybe I should just get the food ready, okay?
Can I help?
Yeah, you can. How about not being so annoyed with me?
Okay.
Let's see. Our dessert?
Cheesecake.
Yeah, Mrs. Perkins made it. She hasn't made such good rolls. I decided to ask her to make something very special for us. And this is the fried chicken that I told you all about.
Smells really good.
Oh, I hope it tastes good.
You know, you've really done a job here, Cecile.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I just wish you hadn't gone to all this trouble.
Well, I enjoyed it. Now, did you say that there was something that you would do to help me?
You name it, I'm ready and willing.
Okay, let's see. How about if you slice this?
Okay, where's the knife?
Voila. A cutting board.
You've thought of everything, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
You know something, I've never been on a picnic at night before.
Well, it's about time he did, don't you think? Cut.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Sur la pointe d'Avignon, l'on danse sur la pointe d'Avignon, l'on danse tout en rond.
You know something? You know something? I don't think I've seen you this happy since you've been in Bay City.
Well, I just want you to be happy, Dennis.
I am.
Well, you know, I saw some pretty big storm clouds over there when I mentioned your mother.
Well, they're gone now.
Yeah, well, that's good. Dennis,
Yeah?
was your mother right when she said that you were interested in me?
Certainly looks that way, doesn't it?
When did it start?
First time I saw you, I guess.
Well, you certainly were awfully correct.
Well, I had a lot on my mind at the time, Cecilia. My father had died. I was graduating, you know.
No, something was on your mind even before that.
You think so?
Why else would you have been so aloof?
Well, I didn't mean to be aloof. I really didn't.
I thought something was wrong with me, that it was my fault.
Your fault? How?
I wasn't sure.
Oh, Cecile, don't ever think that way.
Well, you do admit that you were distant at first.
Well, Elena told me that you were getting over an unhappy romance in Europe. I didn't want to push myself on you.
Oh, so you were doing just the opposite, huh?
Well, falling in love with someone's a big commitment.
You don't think that I know that?
I didn't want to hurt you.
Dennis, you couldn't hurt me if you tried.
Cecile, people hurt each other every day without trying to.
You're being so mysterious.
Listen, maybe we shouldn't analyze this quite so much.
Is that what we were doing?
I think feelings are much more important.
So do I.
All I know is what I feel.
And what's that, Dennis?
I'm falling in love with you, Cecile.
Excuse me, Mr. Corey, but Miss Frame has left.
She has?
Yes, sir. I told her that you'd call her at the hotel if you wanted the car sent back.
Thank you, Brooks.
If Mrs. Corey doesn't object, I'd be happy to drive you back when you're ready to go.
I may take you up on that.
Mr. Corey is ready to leave now, Brooks.
I'll let you know when I'm ready to leave, Brooks.
Yes, sir.
Please don't contradict the servants in front of me.
It's still my house, Rachel.
But it is not your home. You've made your home with Janice Frame. This is my home, and I'm not going to have it disrupted by your whimsy.
I'm hardly being whimsical.
You come over here and you order the servants around?
You asked me to come over here,
Well,
Rachel.
now I'm asking you to leave.
Is that really what you want?
Yes.
Well, then we're not going to solve anything.
I'm not sure we can solve anything.
Rachel, you can't keep running away from our problems.
Look, these problems aren't of my making.
I didn't say they were.
Well, you're implying it.
No, we both create the problems because we blow up instead of talking rationally about
I just don't want to continue this
Must we
conversation.
always let emotions get in our way?
Look, I don't want to feel anything for you.
Don't stop there.
Why is it you always make me say things I don't mean to say?
Why is it you can't admit that we still have feelings for each other?
Okay, maybe you can admit that.
Well, we wouldn't be having these little skirmishes all the time if I didn't care.
Okay, so we've established that you care.
You don't believe me?
Oh, yes, I believe it right now, this minute, you care about me. And then you're going to go home to Janice and you're going to care about her.
Well, why do you think that I turned to Janice in the first place?
Oh, I'm sure I had everything to do with it.
Well, you did leave. You ran away. You took Amanda to that artist colony
and
for
that
2 weeks.
justified your take in starting an affair?
No, I didn't start the affair till after you had come back
Well, then
from that.
how can you blame me
And
for
then
it?
you accused me of having the affair with Janice before and seeing her and everything else before it even
Well,
started.
my dear, you did see her. I did find her bracelet in the limousine.
That was because of one innocent dinner together.
No dinner with a young woman is innocent for you.
That's very unfair.
You've been unfaithful before.
You're never going to forgive me for that either?
No, you know what I can't forgive you for? Is for using me as an excuse for it.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, yes, you are. You told me that you can't live in a hotel suite all by yourself, and that was your reason for taking a mistress.
You're distorting what I said.
I don't think so.
Will you stop contradicting me for 1 minute and just listen, please?
You can't say anything I want to hear, Mac.
You agreed to have a talk with me when you came back from New York.
Look, I can't talk with you.
I am not leaving here until we have a talk.
Well, fine. You suit yourself. Just let me go.
Why must you be so damn...
Just let me go. Look, I don't want to see you down here when I come downstairs again.
Well, you'll feel differently when you come.
No, I will never feel differently.
You asked me here for dinner, didn't you? Well, I'm here for dinner.
Well, I'm not hungry.
Come on, Rachel, please.
Look, I'm the one that's been kicked around while you carried on your cozy little affair. I've had my baby torn out of my arms. I've been threatened with lawsuits, and you want to sit down and have me forget all about this ever happened?
Yes, I do. Will you please make that effort for me?
I wish I could.
Then try, please, for my sake. As well as for Amanda's. She needs her father, don't you think?
She'll have her father when she visits with you.
Well, can the visits be here?
I don't believe you.
You're the one that doesn't want her to go to the hotel.
All right, you can see her here.
Thank you. Next time I'll have the whole evening free. We can have that talk.